Hey, this is LaRonda with More Than Cliche on Instagram, and I hope you've already subscribed to my YouTube page here. And let people know that I'm here, and it's just an awareness and someone talking about parenting. I think we all have our own ways of parenting and tips and advice on what to give people or what to say to people about how we parent. So I'm not ever going to tell anybody how to raise their kids. I'm just going to give you some mere suggestions, or maybe we can just collaborate on things that we all do to raise children. So a subject that was on my mind today was parents, mothers. It is your job to protect your children from whomever. Very often we get in desperate situations where we feel like we need to have a man to help take care of us. So we find ourselves in situations where our backs are to the wall because we have nowhere to go or no recourse. And that should never be the case. And unfortunately, we've had kids or have been in situations where we brought kids into the world and we're not prepared to take care of them. And unfortunately, we have to do what we have to survive. As a mother, it is your job to support, to protect, to keep an eye out on that child. That child is in your care. I'm not talking about fathers right now because the prevalent issue that I see is mostly with women that invite men into their space, that invite men into their environment, and then wonder how things go left, or is he molesting my child? Is he touching my child? You invited him in your home because you were desperate. Don't ever be desperate enough to settle for anybody's BS. If I look like a duck, walk like a duck, or talk like a duck, chances are it's a duck. You don't need the duck to live with you to know he's a duck. And a lot of times people don't have themselves together, so they gravitate towards women with children in order to sustain or maintain a home or over their head so they don't go to jail or something. You got to be very, very careful. And that's the one thing I was while raising children. Of course, I'm divorced, as I've said, but I've dated people, but ain't nobody moving in with me. I have 3 kids. I have a child. Why you want to move in with me? I mean, that's just not the way to go. I know it's hard out here. I understand that. There's so many programs and measurements around to help mothers. You don't have to move nobody in your house to help you. You looking for a babysitter or somebody to go party with? Let him find his own house and you stay in your own house. I mean, if he want to marry you, wait for your kids to grow up. He'll respect you. You don't have to move that situation into the space of your children. Then I find a lot of women leave their children home with these men to babysit. Yeah, he got out of jail, but I trust him. Why are you trusting him? Do you know this man like that? I mean, he must be doing something real good for you to trust your innocent child with this man or children. Don't leave your kids with any old body. I mean, growing up in the South, maybe they were paranoid, but I think they did some things right. My parents are Southerners, and they brought us up here to Massachusetts. Love Massachusetts, but they kept those Southern roots. My daddy and mama didn't play all that spend the night out at people's house. Anything can happen in people's homes. If you don't know them people, do not let your kids spend the night. Ain't no spending the night. You too young. You can't defend yourself. You don't know who coming in and out of people's houses. Ain't no spending the night. I need to see who is in the house if that's the case. If there's a bunch of little boys in that house with those girls, you're not experimenting with my child. It's my job to protect as much as I can. Call me paranoid, call me crazy, but I'll be that until you grow up. How about that? And women, again, just don't let your guard down. Just because they act nice, that don't make them nice. My daddy used to tell me everything that look good ain't always good for you. You cannot trust everybody in your personal space. And I'm not telling you there aren't great men out there that won't touch your children or won't bother you or won't put hands on you. They're just going to have to prove it somehow that way without moving in. And I don't think you should be that eager to move somebody in with you. I mean, standards have gone out the window nowadays. We gonna get married. Well, we can get married while you live over there and I live over here. How about that? Prove who you are. You ain't got to move with me. I got kids. I gotta protect some people here. And that's my job. And if that ain't good enough for you, then that's just too bad, I guess. It's just gonna be me and Jesus in this bed sleeping every night. But what I won't do is set my children up to be unprotected, to be touched, to be harmed, to be violated by any old body, not just boyfriends. It's your job to protect your children, period. I fight for my kids. Yes, I do. I do. I tell people that. Don't bother my kids. You know, I don't mind people disciplining them. That don't mean put your hands on my kids either. If there's a problem, you need to find me. Only people come jack my kids up for free are people in my family. I mean, my mama, my daddy, and my brothers and their wives or whomever that are in their presence and have something to do with their upbringing. But don't you put your hands on my children if you don't know them. I wish somebody would and tell me that I have a right to do that. You don't have a right to put your hands on anybody's child. That's a good way to get yourself hurt right there. Leave kids alone, but if you see them doing something wrong, you have a right to speak up or tell their parents what they're doing. I did not tell y'all to go put your hands on nobody's children. That's a good way to get jacked up for free. I'm just telling women out here, I don't know about the men, but I just see a lot of women that are moving all these jokers that someone just getting out of jail. I'm like, girl, he just got out of jail. Why he in here babysitting your little baby? Ridiculous. And then when people call them out on it, they get mad. I don't care. I don't care if people get mad. I just want to help you out so your kids aren't affected by these negative behaviors of these crazy sorry men out here leeching onto single women or whomever they think they can just to have a place to live. They done got smarter than y'all. I remember a time you would had to find a man that had something going on. These men nowadays, child, they do the least amount of work and get the utmost reward. Ain't nobody giving no boyfriend benefits. No husband benefits to a boyfriend. You're going to have to work for that. I'm sorry. You're going to have to do something other than be cute. Women, don't make it easy for them. And if you have kids, do not move anybody in your home when you have kids. I'm sorry. You're going to have to find another roommate. It ain't going to be this man. I'm sorry you hunching him and having fun. You just going to have to find somebody else that you ain't hunching and you don't need nothing from to help you and your kids because you're setting your kids up for some serious issues, tragedies, or disappointments that can come their way. And we don't want to do that to our kids. So mamas, protect y'all babies. Seriously, that's the one thing I definitely made a point to not do. I wasn't that. And I'm not saying every man out there will do that. I mean, there's just a lot of desperate men out here. And if they ain't got no job, they're walking, they ain't got a car, and you don't know nobody they know, that probably isn't a real good catch. Somebody said, you got to give people a chance. You already showed me the red flags. If you ain't got those 2 or 3 basic things, that is enough. All I need to see. You ain't got to prove to me nothing else. Until you get the basics all in a row, then you come back and call me or talk to me, okay? But in the meantime and in between time, you need to do you before you try to do me too, okay? All right, I'm just giving you all some tips and advice because I'm wondering why all these women are having problem with men trying to hit on your babies. Grown rascals. They sorry and trifling, and they take advantage of the situation. It's your job to protect them. That just get me all kinds of upset, and I'm trying to stay cute today, y'all. I'm not trying to get upset. But then these parents I watch and I'm listening to like, what? Get yourself together. Don't come to me. Don't come at me telling me about no man that ain't your husband or that child's daddy or whomever molesting your child. Do better. You got to do better. Get out of that situation. You thinking about leaving. Why you ain't gone already? You ain't got to ask nobody if you should stay. You know good and well that's a bad situation. Do better, women. Do better. We've got to do better. All right, I'm going to get going because today looks like it's going to be a snow day. I'm anticipating a snow day. Hey. So I've poured me a beverage already, huh? You all be blessed and be good to one another. Be loving. Be respectful. Listen to your children and be mindful that they're in the room. Don't talk on that phone when they're cheering around. Be mindful. Little pitches. Got big ears. They're listening to everything you say. Y'all take it easy. I'm going to go on and I got to go check for some trophies. I'll check with y'all later. Bye-bye, everybody.